Ho, 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 ho. Let's go. We are back with lesson 3 of the series. Today's lesson is called, or is about, environment. In this video, I'm going to explain how changing my environment completely 180'd my life in every single aspect. So, let's go. Okay, environment. I want you to understand the most important thing. Your environment is the most important variable in your life, but it's not everything. And I want to make this very clear. Not everyone is dealt the best card in life, but the card you're dealt, you can still play a card game with it, okay? So let me say that in a different way. Not everyone is dealt the best situation in life, but you need to ask yourself, how can you make the best out of your situation in life? Now that that's out of the way, because as young men, there's no room for victim mentality. Young men need to be conquerors, risk takers, dream chasers. Victim mentality will get you nowhere. So cool. We can agree on that. That's out the way. Okay, so now your environment. I want to start this by saying you're either growing or you're dying in life. Now, to grow in life, that is on the other side of adversity. Adversity is from doing hard things. The best type of adversity is self-inflicted adversity. So when non-self-inflicted adversity shows up, you have evidence and proof that, boom, I intentionally inflict adversity on myself, and I know how to deal with it. So when something happens on the blue, I got evidence that I trust myself to handle the adversity that comes my way. So with your environment, here it is. Okay. When you want to change yourself and step into a new identity, this is what's going to happen. The first thing that's going to happen is your friends are going to be, Luke, you're not doing this no more. What's going on? Is everything okay? Are you chasing that dream again? Oh, you don't like us anymore. Oh, so now you changed. Your friends are going to say that to you because you're going to stop doing habits that your old self did. It's not that you don't fuck with those friends no more. No. It's not that you're looking down, that you're condemning your friends. Not at all. It's just your future self and your past self were aligned with different things. So if you want to go chase who you want your future self to be, you're just not going to align with the same people who did that your old self did. That's just how it works. But if they don't grow and they don't want to grow, they will understand it, and you don't have to explain yourself ever to anybody. Okay, so that's number one. Now, it's also important that not only your friends, but you need to understand your parents and your extended family. I call them your Facebook friends, right? Like that cousin that follows you and stuff, that likes all your posts, those types of people. Those ones, everyone has an opinion when you choose to change your identity. A lot of people will shoot to the negative of change, what they believe is the negative of it. But their negative is usually your positive. Well, what about the risk? Yeah, that's the point, because on the other side of risk is reward. So the number one thing to do, I need to tie this point back. The number one thing to do if you want to change your identity is you have to change your environment. Because when you change your environment, here's a couple things that's going to happen. Number one, you're going to totally wipe the slate of being judged from people because in wherever you choose to move, in your new area, your new city, your new town, no one's going to care. No one gives a shit about you because no one knows you. That's the best part. That's one. Second thing that's going to happen, you're also going to lose support from those people. When you leave the hometown, there's going to be a handful of friends that give a fuck about you anymore. That's the raw truth. That is the raw truth. So you're going to lose support, which is good, because when you lose support, you're going to figure out how to grow this very important muscle that every young man needs. What's that muscle called, Luke? That muscle is called the figure it out muscle. This muscle is about putting your back against the wall and doing whatever it takes to make sure your head doesn't go into water. Whatever it takes. Or Maybe it's make sure your head doesn't go underwater. Maybe it's to accomplish some crazy goal. Maybe it's to spread your wings and start flying. Whatever it is, you're going to develop this muscle. Now, when this muscle is developed, your new confidence of your new self is going to be through the roof. So whenever you have an idea of how you want to push the envelope for yourself a little bit farther, you got confidence in yourself because you showed how much you can figure stuff out, how much stuff you can figure out. That's why that muscle is so important. That's what gives me that confidence to afford rent in Miami. That's what gives me that confidence to move to an $800,000 condo in Daytona Beach when I'm 20 years old. That's what gives me that confidence to fly to Thailand with Joey with no content experience, with no job, to figure it out. That's how important that muscle is. Again, that's called figuring it out. That figure it out muscle, that's going to fight the fear muscle. That's going to beat the shit out of the fear muscle you got. Because the fear muscle is going to say, don't do it, don't do it. And, what if this goes? What if this goes? But the figure it out muscle is going to uppercut it, knee it, elbow it, hit it, and say, yeah, I'm going to beat your ass and I'm going to figure it out. So when you do change your environment, all of that stuff is going to happen. Now, here's the thing. This is very important. Is it going to work out? It depends how much of a time scale you look at it. Because if you look at 6 months, well, in 6 months of me and Joey living together, we thought we were going to get evicted. So did we figure it out in 6 months? No. But 2 months later, we moved into a brand new condo in Daytona Beach. So we did. So you don't want to measure your life by too short of a season. Usually, and from my experience, if you give yourself 12 months and you look back at all the lessons you learned, and then you look at where you started and where you're at now, 100% of the time you can say to yourself, yes, that was worth it. It sucked. I went through hell, lost some friends, gained some friends, learned some new skills. I'm more valuable to the marketplace. This was worth it. So, guys, that's why environment is so important. But remember, it's the most important variable in the equation for success in your life. But it's not everything. I wanna hammer that home. But that's what I have today. Guys, that's about your environment. Tomorrow, we'll have lesson number 4 up. Follow the Instagram, Luke One Story. Like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Follow and subscribe to Joey at JoeyStory-12. We're going to the moon. We're not stopping. Time to do Muay Thai. Let's go!